Today we're in the energy sector. This sector comprises both heating and all kinds of electricity. And as in the last episodes, I will talk about this sector from a personal perspective and also from a job perspective. Starting out with my personal emissions. First of all, I'm happy to report that my emissions dropped 41% in 2020 as compared to the year before. Of course, COVID-19 was responsible for most of these reductions, as I was grounded for most of the year, really. So the real challenge will be to keep these figures low once everything kind of gets back to normal. But anyway, of my overall emissions, roughly 1/3 went into heating and electricity. As for the subdivisions of this, the vast majority, 1.43 tons, so 96%, came from district heating, which I can't influence at the moment. This is also the emission total for my whole family, not just my personal share, but still, if our flat's heating system was running on solar heat or even green electricity, we'd be able to keep these emissions down to near zero, so huge saving potential there. As for the living category, the two main factors influencing your emission output are building insulation and living space per person. As for electricity, our household uses green electricity, which saves us 0.26 tons of CO2 per year compared to the German average. This gap, of course, grows larger the more electricity you use. Changing your electricity provider is really a quick fix, and even on the personal level has quite a big effect on your emission total. Plus, it doesn't even have to cost more, so this is really a no-brainer. Looking at these sectors from a job perspective, if you're a club owner or you have a studio, your emissions from heating and electricity will probably be way higher than those of a normal household. Venue power is one of the biggest factors in concert-related CO2 emissions. So switching to green electricity is an even bigger lever here. There's really no reason not to do it. As for heating, if you have the chance to install solar panels or use other green energy sources, this will, in most cases, reach break-even in a fair amount of time, even if you only look at the financial figures and don't count in the ecological effect. Going a bit more into the details of the daily practices, here are some quick thoughts on this. Whoops, there it goes again. Switch to green electricity. If you switch to LED lighting, you'll get the same brightness as with light bulbs, but for just 10% of the energy, so this not only saves tons of emissions, but also money. Don't supersize lighting and PA power for your venue. Switch stuff off whenever you're not using it. This applies to stage lighting, studio equipment, instruments, amps, pretty much everything except maybe fridges and freezers. Speaking of which, did you know that energy consumption of cooling devices can easily double when they're placed near heat sources? This is quite obvious when you think about visible heat sources like radiators or cooking devices, but what about the stuff you don't see, like your heat pipes? Now, this was one of many revelations for me when I read the excellent Green Club Guide put together by Berlin-based initiative Clubtopia. I'm also happy to report that the Deutsche Jazzunion, the German jazz musicians union, has teamed up with Clubtopia for a project that involves free energy consulting for a number of jazz clubs in Germany. Berlin-based club Quasimodo is our first project partner, and if you're a club owner watching this and you would like to participate, please feel free to contact us. As always, if you like this video, please consider supporting me in my cause on Patreon, and stay tuned for the next episode, which will be on other consumption-related emissions. Thank you for watching.